7:30. It's dark outside. Depressing. We don't love to see it. But it's the start of a new week, and I thought this week I'd bring you along for the ride. I don't have a class until 10, but I like to try and come in a little bit early just to get myself together for the day. Normally, I would warm up and sing, but I feel like now we're halfway through the skills weeks, I want to get my act together, I want to get more prepared, I want to get more organised. So I'm going to use this next sort of hour and a half to put things in order, make some lists, all the rest of it. We have a class about Alexander Technique, which is a sort of holistic full body approach to vocal and physical wellness. It's all about psychophysical unity. That's the phrasing. It's very complicated and I don't fully understand it, but that's why we learn. And one of the things that they want us to do for the class is something called, they want us to be semi-supine for 10 minutes, lying down flat on our backs with our knees like this, and just notice what happens, what we feel in our bodies over the course of that 10 minutes. Can I tell you, finding 10 minutes to lie flat on the floor has been one of the biggest challenges of this year so far. Where do I have the time to lie down and do nothing? I don't know, but I'm gonna use this time now to do it. And we're gonna present what we've learned about our bodies and that experience at the end of the 6 weeks. So, gonna just see how I feel and take some notes. That was interesting. God, what a vile day. It's very easy to sink in at the beginning, but as the 10 minutes goes on, I find myself just sort of bringing a little tension to the shoulders. That's something worth noting. Also, I think my left foot doesn't stay flat on the ground. I think I'd naturally sort of turn out. I don't know if that's also something to note. There's something about Alexander, and especially this semi-supine extravaganza, that feels so open that I haven't cracked it yet. I will get there, because I really like the idea of it. I really like the principle of what this is saying, this idea that by connecting to the whole body, you understand yourself and reset yourself. It's another one of those things that sounds like complete wank unless you're in the room. I'm going to go and get myself a cup of tea. I bring my own mug, because there aren't any mugs in the kitchen, and I don't want to drink out of a travel mug. I've tried it, it doesn't work, it's not a vibe. And then I'm gonna sit down and work out a strategy for the week to make sure I get everything done, because I have plans tonight, so I can't do any work tonight. I have plans tomorrow night, oh my God. And then I have to get some stretching in, because our first class of the day is jazz technique. It's just an awful lot of balancing, an awful lot of bouncing, my poor left calf specifically.
Don't let the siren cast a spell. Don't let her fire seal my flesh and bone. Destroy Esmeralda.
So I've had to hightail it from Mount View in Peckham all the way into central London because I have tickets for the press night of a show tonight, thinking it started at 7:30. It simply does not, it starts at 7, and my last class of the day finished at 6:10. So I had to be very cheeky, be like, oh, can I possibly scooch out a little early? But we've absolutely smashed it, lads. So I'm gonna see Benjamin Button. It's a brand new musical. Yeah, I'll see you on the other side, I suppose. Oh, you know, you think all these breath classes would make me a little bit fitter. I mean, I'm all for getting in the spirit of things, but this is genuinely horrible. Oh my God, that show last night was so incredible. F. Scott Fitzgerald's Curious Case of Benjamin Button, but if you know the movie, ignore it, because they've taken the story and turned it, sort of transposed it, translated it, transplanted it into a Cornish folk tale. And it's action muso, so everyone is on stage playing their own instruments, playing loads of different characters. What it really felt like for me was like I was sat in a local Cornish pub and someone who's like a fixture of the town is telling me this story that they've been telling for generations. The folk music, oh God, it was just beautiful. Everyone's on stage the whole time, so there's not a lot in the way of like set changes or anything like that, but the costuming, her and Dawes noticed that the colour of one of the characters' costumes changes over time, and also anything to do with time, love, all that kind of schmaltz just gets me in the feels. Fate, absolutely adored it, can't recommend it enough. Now, I've come in early again today. I have a big day today. I've got my first meeting about this creative project that we've got to do, which is the master's degree equivalent of a dissertation. We've got to create an original piece of theatre, essentially, around a research question. And at the moment, I'm thinking it's going to be something to do with wrestling. I have a musicianship class where they're trying to teach me about how music works, and they are doing their best, and I'm trying to meet them.
but it's like learning a new language. Then we have a lecture in career and industry, which is all about, I actually don't know what today's is about. Last week was about agents, the week before that was about Spotlight, that kind of thing. And then I have my meeting, then I have my singing lesson, which I have every single week. One of the things I wanted to do is create a more fuller, controlled sound, especially if I'm going to try and sing these big musical theatre numbers. I want to be able to have that kind of range where I can do a poppy sound, but I can also do that, I suppose, more legit style, which is something that I've never practiced. So, gosh, it's all go. Ah, yes. Okay, great. Let me think. I will say I'm not an artist, but I feel like that's fine for the purposes of the exercise. Because I filmed myself singing it yesterday. I have my first audition bit. Yeah. And I feel like that it's like already a difference, and then hopefully this will, I can notice this is a difference as well. Shall I try the again?
If you want.
Okay.
She is the constant. We who don't care.
But we survived. Got a text.
This isn't Love Island. Why is anyone talking? I think it's very tense.
Where's Paul Hollywood? Tonight we had such a chill evening. I was so grateful for it. We went to Laurie's house and watched Bake Off. And Laurie's a neighbour of mine, so it wasn't that far away from home. Which is good because I had some homework to do. And this is the thing about the master's degree. My homework for the past few weeks has been to watch a Mike Leigh film, because Mike Leigh does an extensive rehearsal process with his actors where they work on their backstories with each other. They find these characters, they find these histories and these relationships, and then they improvise their scenes. They're given the structure of what the story and the scene they're in will be, but in terms of dialogue and what happens in the scene, it's all improvised. So for our improvisation classes, our teacher wanted us to watch a Mike Leigh film. And the wild thing about a master's degree is, when have I found the time to sit down and watch a film? It's been hard. A lot has been packed in, so just in the same way that I found it difficult to find time to lie flat, finding time to sit on my couch and watch a movie has been really hard. But I did that tonight. I picked a film called Another Year with Jim Broadbent and Leslie Manville. What's super interesting about it is that it's so domestic and one level, especially the first part of the film, and I'm watching it in a different light. I haven't fully settled on my reflections on it. We'll go through it in the class tomorrow and maybe I'll fill you in. But yeah, in the meantime, I'm gonna go to bed because tomorrow is the most full-on day of the calendar. So on a Wednesday morning, we have a thing called music support, where we have an hour where the musical director masters people, they can accompany us and play for us and help us learn a song. That is really useful. There are several hours in the week where they can offer that for all the BAs and the MAs. But we only have this 1 hour because the other times are during our lessons. So we come in, we have, in my case, acting through song first thing in the morning, and we might want to run through the song we're going to perform. We might want to run through a song we've decided to do for singing rep, check the cut works, check the key works, all of that stuff. But as I said, we only have this 1 hour, and there are 30 of us, not including the BAs. So what tends to happen is we get competition. We get competition. It's a queue. So many people are all fighting each other to try and get the opportunity. Never take a stranger's advice. Never let a friend fool you twice. Nobody's on nobody's side. This is the part ready to work.
Yeah.
Because it goes into. Also, this arrangement fades out. How in the hell am I supposed to fade out? Like, what do I do with that? Thanks, Christian. Thank you. Really good class. No, you stay amazing. You stay. Okay, bye-bye. See you next. So every Wednesday night we have these lectures. They are visiting professors. They come in, they talk to us about various topics that will be worth exploring for our performances, just our careers really, as creators of theatre. It's just the running home from school and being here present and on until like 9 p.m. Sometimes I'm on camera on Zoom, and sometimes I've got my headphones on and I'm treating them like a podcast. We all have our coping mechanisms. We all have our ways of learning. And for me, a little podcast while I'm cooking dinner actually really gets that stuff in there. I can't lie though, I would like to watch Taskmaster. I'm a week behind is all I'm saying.
And here we see the master's degree students stressing because we can't figure out whether we are or are not supposed to be off book for a poem in one of our classes.
So I'm a bit frazzled and frustrated by everything this morning because I feel like I've been working dead hard and like getting up early and putting in the hours and staying up late and putting in the hours, and I still feel massively underprepared, and that is really frustrating me. And today we have acting class, and that's the one I want to do best in because that's the one I feel strongest in already.
So Dan's panicking because we have to do a bit of yoga in acting class.
What are you doing?
It's a fun secret vlog.
Oh, you're doing a secret? Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
look.
over here.
Here we go. Let's do the yoga thing first.
Okay, fine.
It was for the flat back. Like you need to play. Oh, what was you must have gone like this.
That's the flat back. You missed the flat back.
What's the flat back?
It's the on the way down. He wants a fucking. There you
And
go.
then do we go down?
Yeah.
And then we do. And then we come up.
Doing something completely different.
And then we go.
And then. I'm just. Then we're back in. And then.
Who's this?
I was like,
Whose phone is this?
Who do you think?
Is it yours?
I was like, I don't know if my friends will want to be in the vlog. I forgot they're all musical theatre students, so I'm really struggling today. I don't know why. Thursdays have been tricky since our very first week when we had our open space project. I found the Thursday the one where all the excitement and adventure that I'd been feeling sort of metamorphosed, transformed into I don't get it, and I couldn't figure out it. I couldn't get my head in. Yeah, I don't know. It's making me feel a bit down, but we have one more class. And it's a fun class, so I'm going to give it a go. We just learn a different choreography each week, and I think we might be doing something a bit ABBA. So, I guess we'll see. So one thing I forgot in the 12 years between my undergrad finishing and starting this degree is academic reading can be a real bitch. I mean, how's this for a sentence? All the more since the art of the stage, or that of music theatre, manages to combine visuality and aurality, not as the accumulation or integration of signs in a single common spatial or sonic volume, but as a confrontation between two structures, prompting sound and image to see or to hear each other differently. Like, I understand all of these words individually, and if I stretch my brain hard enough, I understand the concept as well. But academics just love to put the letters ITY on the end of as many sentences or words as possible. Why use one syllable when you can use 8?
Oh, good God.
What a bleak day. It's Friday. The energy is low. I had weekend plans, but I've cancelled them because I just need a full day at home. I haven't really had a day off, and by off, I mean not even going out in the evening. I've been making a point of trying to see shows, still trying to keep an active social life, and I think I'm just run down. I think I'm just exhausted. So I've had to politely decline a film screening at the film festival, which I was really looking forward to. I really wanted to go. I can't. I just need to be in my flat, not even not doing work. I have stuff to do, but I think it's just important to lie down. Look, I know I've been a bit of a head case all week, and at certain days I've had a bit of a whinge, both to you and my classmates, about just finding it all so much and being overwhelmed. I just did have a moment where I've arrived at school early to prep for my classes today, and the things that I'm prepping are, I need to make a cut of a song, and I need to go through this scene and find events and objectives and really understand the characters. So even though I am absolutely a whinge bag, card carrying, when I compare it to what my life was like before coming here, you know.
Trying to get him a map.
Hello, how are we getting on?
So what have we learned this week? Well, we've learned there are 50 ways to style a black zip-up hoodie. We've learned that London weather in October refuses to make its mind up. And we've also learned vlogging while doing an intensive vocational course is a tricky concept, but one that we will figure out together. I hope this has been a fun little insight into what my week is like at the moment. I could have gone into more depth, but I was too busy running around like a headless chicken. So if this vlog has felt scrappy to you, that means it was an accurate representation of my current life, and thus I am a success. Thank you. A reflection on the week, just because why not round off in such a fashion? The last shot that you saw was singing rep class, which is the one we're all afraid of for one reason or another. We bring in songs that we might wish to sing in auditions in the future from a different era in the musical theatre canon. In this particular week, it was Mega Musicals week, so things like Les Mis, Phantom, Miss Saigon, where the musical itself is the draw. Maybe it has a show-stopping set piece or a show-stopping scene. So the barricade in Les Mis, the staircase in Sunset Boulevard, the chandelier in Phantom. And that's why I took Anthem from Chess. Chess is a mega musical because it was ABBA doing a musical. It was a big draw, it was a whole thing, and I loved the song and I was so excited to do it, and we worked really hard on it in the singing lesson. I practiced it all week. It was sounding really, really tasty, really, really good, properly dark, full-voiced, drop larynx, all the rest of it. And then I got up to perform it, and all of that work went out the window, and I just sang it like I always have, which was frustrating. Understandable, because there was a moment of nerves and 10 years of muscle memory took over. But that in itself is a lesson that this is a work in progress, you know? And in fact, that is what the teacher, who we've all been a little bit scared of, said to me. He said, like, no, this was good. You're a work in progress. That's why you're here. It's all good. I did Dancing Through Life as well as we do like a short version of our main song and then a shorter version of another one. I did 16 bars of Dancing Through Life, and he was like, really great. You need to bring a little bit more energy to it. He's a bit more of an energetic character. And I was like, oh, I've been playing it as like laid back and easy. And he's like, yeah, you've got to find the distinction between the two. But that's why you're here. That's the work. It's all good. And I was like, ooh, even the scary teacher's telling me it's okay to be a work in progress. So maybe I should start listening to them. And that was the week that was. We'll do that again sometime very soon, I hope. If you'd be interested, do let me know in the comments. Next week, I think we're going to have a little nervous breakdown. The week after that, I'm in reading week, which I'm going to A, vlog, and B, I think I'm going to make a little assumptions video. So keep your eye out on my Instagram. I'll ask you for some prompts. Look at me being productive. What a change it's been to have a purpose. Hope you're good. Be good to yourselves and each other. I'm going to go and sleep.